I'm going to give you some key tips into building a bigger, thicker, denser chest. So feedback from the shows this year was that I needed to build a thicker chest, which was quite strange because myself and people around me thought my chest was always pretty solid, but obviously not. So we are building a bigger chest. So I'm not just making a YouTube video about this, I'm actually going through this myself. So follow along, especially if you have a lagging chest. But then again, any lagging muscle group, because these pointers can be used across all sessions. With any muscle group, if it's lagging, you need to add more volume in across the week. One session isn't going to cut it, unfortunately. The small percentage of us out there, the genetic freaks, yeah, they could probably get away with it, but most of us will need more volume scattered across the week. So that's the first point, up your volume across the week. Every 4 days, I would say. Second thing, which kind of comes before adding volume in, is mindset going into your sessions. You need to be going to the gym prepared to work. You're not going there for a social, you're not going there for just a pump. You need to be going there prepared to work, because nothing is going to change in terms of building your physique without working. You have to work hard. So those are the first 2 key pointers to bringing up and building a bigger, thicker, denser chest.
Yep. Oh. Oh. Oh.
So that is the first exercise. Second thing you want to be concentrating on is form and tempo, especially on these first sets, because these are obviously going to be your heavier sets and you're going to be going at these. Not that you're going to go at them anymore, but you're probably going to be lifting a little bit more because you're fresh. So key thing to remember is form and tempo. You don't need to be like overdoing it on your form, like doing 6, 7, 8 second negatives, but have some control. 2 second negative, don't bounce out of the hole, don't overdo the squeeze on certain things as well, and just maintain the form. Like, you're not going to hit your chest if your shoulders are coming into it too much. They're going to cross over, yes, there's going to be a bit of front delt getting hit. There's also going to be some tries getting hit, but the more you can keep those things out, the better. So form wise, shoulders back and down. 3 key points of contact on the bench, or feet on the floor, arse on the bench, shoulders back and down on the bench, which will then lift your chest. You want your chest to be the highest point of your body. The minute your shoulders roll forward, they become the highest point of your body, and then it's all on your front delt. So that's obviously taken away from us building a bigger, thicker chest. So form wise, chest high, shoulders back, and then tempo control, but not overdoing it, not taking the piss with it.
Oh. 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 Ay. Oh. Oh.
Next tip, exercise selection. Have a variety of angles in the mix. Just like back training, obviously we're hitting it from high, we're hitting it from low, hitting it from mid. With your chest, you definitely want to be hitting it from all angles. That's why we've got an incline bench, flat bench, decline. I never used to do them all, just because I used to do push day. So obviously shoulders and chest are paired together. But now, because I've implemented International Chest Day, we are hitting all 3 angles. The reason for that is to develop your chest from top to bottom to mid. You want to be hitting it from all angles. Nothing is going to develop just by hitting it in one way. You really want to rinse the muscle fibers at every point you can. So we start on the flat, which is when we've got most oomph. Then obviously over onto the incline with a little bit of T building up, but we're still hitting that upper clavicle, and then finish then on the decline. You'll see people like doing certain movements thinking they're targeting the lower chest, like for instance on the cables, doing like flies or presses, and they'll be like pushing up thinking they're doing, because they're coming from low, they're going to be doing their lower chest. That's actually not the case. It's the line of force. If you think of the line of force, you're finishing up here, you're going to be hitting your front delt. So with the presses, the line of force is where it's going to be finishing. So obviously the line of force is pushing down, that's going to be hitting your chest. So if you are one of those people doing cable flies, cable presses, and you're coming from down here up, just switch it up and go from high to low, because then you're going to be hitting the lower chest. Oh. Next up, intensity. No matter how far into the session you are, we are, what, 3 exercises in now, intensity still remains at a high. And obviously I mentioned working hard at the start. That needs to continue through the whole session. Don't let it drop off once you've done 2 hard exercises. You need to keep it right through till the very end. And if that means, you know, avoiding certain people in the gym, then you have to do that, because you're in here to work at the end of the day. So if your hat's down low and your headphones are in, you've got no excuse. You just got to keep that intensity up and keep that focus on what you're trying to do here. So we are onto a decline. Cues for this, again, shoulders back and down. The minute you raise those shoulders up, you're going to put all kinds of tension on your shoulders, and we're trying to keep that on the chest. One thing I do on this personally, especially with this press, because of the way the handles are placed, is as I'm pushing through, I'm pressing through with the palms of my hands. I find that many people that I've trained with, when they're pushing through with their knuckles, your shoulders can kind of come over. Whereas if you're pushing through with the palms of your hands, it just gives you that little aid to keep your chest high and point you to the ceiling. So that's the tip for this one. So, order of exercise selection. You've probably done it where you do pec fly first, then do your presses. I've also done that, but I've been doing it this way for quite some time now, where I do my fly after all my pressing. Why do I do that? Because I am trying to get the most out of these presses. I feel like doing the pec fly first fatigues you, obviously, does warm everything up ready for the pressing, but I'd rather warm up on that first exercise, which you've already seen, which is the flat press, prior to going into this, and then finish off on this. So this is my last chest exercise. I will do some top-up stuff, but you're not going to see that. This is the end of getting a big, thick, dense chest. So what I'll do on here is 3 sets. I haven't mentioned sets throughout this video, but I've basically done a top set back off for all 3 presses. Here I'll do 3 sets, and on that 3rd set I'll do a triple drop set just as a finisher, kind of like doing lunges at the end of fucking legs basically. So that's the reason I do it this way. Obviously you can do it whichever way you feel, whether you want to do this first to go into those presses a little bit safer, but I feel perfectly fine warming up on that, then going into the heavy sets. So that is how to build a chest, a thick, dense chest, bigger chest, in a few steps. Off season starts in how many days? 12, 13 days. So we shall continue that and see if it does actually build a bigger, thick, dense chest. But hopefully you've taken something from that. I will aim to do more of these across all sessions if you like. If you want to see anything, drop a comment below, and I shall see you on the next one, which will be, I believe, a training session with a client that is 27 days out from the show. Stay tuned. Peace.